We're going to announce our business transformation plan in January. So far, we've announced in February last year a business turnaround plan. We've now changed the T to become transformation. The next few years is going to be very tough for the industry. This year alone, there are 400 new aircraft that are coming out from Boeing and Airbus, and another 400 next year. That's 800 new aircraft in terms of capacity. Most people would argue that these new aircraft are going out to replace the existing ones, and therefore they're not really new additions. But the reality is, the older aircraft will not be turned into scrap metal. Somebody is going to buy them and someone is going to fly them. And therefore they will remain in the capacity. So as there are more aircraft flying, there is intensity of competition. ASEAN roadmap in terms of liberalization of the skies start in January 2009. Okay? That means all the capital cities within ASEAN will then be open to all the airlines. They can fly without restrictions. And then in the year 2011, all the secondary cities within ASEAN will then be open. And the year 2015, then there is almost like open sky. You can do whatever you like now. What it means is there is intensity of competition brewing. Where we're going from here is to transform the company so that we become, if you wish, a premier value airline. And what does that mean, premier value airline? There are two aspects to it, making sure that we provide 5-star product and 5-star service. At the same time, we must bring down our costs. Because you can't have competitive fares if your cost structure is high. That's where we're going with this. So the MH campaign is at the core of that, because it talks about the 5-star idea in terms of product and service. But it is not stopping right there. You need to get down to reduce our costs. We need to offer affordable fares, and then we then get more customers, and then we start growing. And that is how it will spiral. My idea of Malaysian hospitality is that it talks about the behavioral style of how we deliver it. The people must be natural and spontaneous. They must be determined and willing. But underpinning that, there must be some real changes to the way we provide our customer value proposition so that the experience is unique and different. That's why the 460 over initiatives are embedded within those areas where a massive improvement has to be made. And to make it quite clear, we had decided to make sure that if you want to ground these initiatives into something very real, you cannot do it on a universal level. We've gone down to make it very, very route specific. Let's take the food. We were offering them, lamb biryani, which is quite expensive, and they don't really like it. And on the same sector, the nasi goreng with chicken satay on top is actually cheaper than lamb biryani, but they love it. The rating is fantastic. All the passengers that fly on that sector from here to Hong Kong. But you cannot use that same finding from here to Europe because the customer segment is different. So when we talk about being very specific in grounding this, that's the level of detail we went to. Route by route, customer segment by customer segment. It took us a year to decide to go up in public because it's no point telling the public about the things we intend to do until we feel confident that the 400 over initiatives are sufficiently grounded. Because once you go public, you better deliver. This is a public thing that you declare. If you don't deliver, you get punished for it too. When we announced in our business turnaround plan that we were going to improve the business by 1.1 billion ringgit in 1 year, there are so many skeptics from within and within and outside too. But in 1 year, we have been able to improve our business by 1.56 billion ringgit. So you now have a group of people within the company who are beginning to get converted to believe that these things for real, and they want to become part of this change. I do believe most people would like to be winners. And if you find a group of people who are winning and making the change, you're not part of that, you'll feel isolated. Eventually, you will become one of them. And I think there's a groundswell of support within and belief that we can do more than we have done before. The thing that surprised me most when I came into Malaysia Airlines is the willingness of the people to change. There's tremendous willingness to make the change. And it really surprised me. And the speed within which the change took place also surprised me. It can only be one thing that underpins that the people are actually good. First, you must believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, you ain't going to do this. Secondly, you must apply your passion to these things we intend to do. And thirdly, they must be grounded within practical realities, because you're going to make promises. Promises are there to be kept. I would think that the only people who will survive in the highly competitive market are those that offer distinctively superior product and services, and at the same time, better still, lower cost and therefore competitive fares. Margins are going to come down. What I've said to our people is that the best way to build a boat is to design the boat under stormy conditions. If there's no storm, we'll sail pretty well. And if it's stormy conditions, we will not capsize.